Hey everybody, it's Mike Young, lifestyle nutritionist with aPlantBasedDiet.org. Welcome back to another chapter of Live to 150. And this one is pretty straightforward. It's basically a chapter about avoiding bad decisions, because if you can help yourself to avoid bad decisions, you're going to be successful. The hardest part of this is going back into old habits and being influenced by others to make the wrong choices. So this is the key, is avoiding bad decisions. You need to use some strategies that are going to enable you to avoid bad decisions. Number one, the first biggest thing ever is to keep rewatching these chapters over and over again, especially these beginning chapters. If you're finding that you are making bad decisions, you're kind of regressing back into old ways, then watch the first like 10 to 15 chapters of this book, because these are the foundational chapters. These are not talking about specific things that you need to do other than, other than things that you need to, more overall far-reaching concepts that you need to embrace. And just the fact that you're here watching this means that you're open to these possibilities, and we're grateful for that. We think you'll be able to make it this far. How do I, 150, make it that far, right? But of course, bad decisions is it. So a lot of people are raised and they are not taught how to make good decisions. They're not taught about these overall concepts of decision making, choosing friends, the concepts of wellness, these types of things. And of course, that's all this book is about. But unfortunately, it's basically a relearning of things that you were taught when you were young. You were basically taught a lot of different things by people who truly probably believed they were doing the best for you and loving you and caring about you. But unfortunately, they either just didn't have the knowledge, or they were misled, or they were influenced by some other factor that led them to give you the wrong information. Thankfully, we live right now, like I'm recording this in 2022, in the age of information. Everybody's connected, but still, there are so many status quo systems, organizations, the way things are run, that don't want things to change, that they are taking everything they have, and it's an all-out war of information, it seems like nowadays, to try to find out what's real and what's not. Just try to find some real science. Most of the science is bought and paid for. Occasionally, you'll run into something that's actually, unbiased and the truth, but that's hard to do. So it's okay. We're doing this book totally outside of the system, and I'm basing so much of it on my own experience. And if you've listened to or watched other chapters of this book, a lot of this stuff is just based on my own gut feeling and my own hypersensitivity that's just telling me if something's right or wrong. I just happen to have that curse or gift, depending upon who you are and what your outlook is. But I wish I didn't have to make this book. I wish that everybody was making the right decisions, but we have a long way to go. It is going to be a long time. I have a positive outlook, but it's going to be a long, long time until we get to a point where this information either is not relevant or not necessary to be heard by most people. So it's okay, because that's why I'm making this. I'm making it because it's needed. And, I do believe that I'm doing it out of, the only reason is to help people. It doesn't cost you anything to buy this book. All you need is a digital device or screen of some kind connected to the internet. And if you don't even own one, of course, you can probably go to a public library and watch this at any time. It's not like you got to wait for the book to be transferred to you, or pay for something online, some ebook online, something like that, or download anything. You don't have to give me your email address or anything. Okay. But I'd love if you got some good vibes and some good information out of these videos, to please like the video, please share it, comment below that you think this is worthwhile. I'd love to hear from you. And in terms of the good decisions, though, again, the real thing is, I know you can make good decisions. I know you can start moving in the right direction, but the hardest part sometimes is just avoiding the bad decisions. So if you make some bad decisions, don't feel too bad about it. It's kind of like a lot of things in life. You need to make mistakes. You need to make mistakes as fast as you can. You're not going to learn unless you're making mistakes. But the goal is to try to stop making these mistakes, try to stop making the bad decisions. And the more you push yourself, the more experience you're going to get at decision making in general, like decisions you wouldn't normally make. And I just did an interview with Dr. Will Tuttle, who's a huge fixture in a lot of our in-person events, and he's a legend. And he says that basically you can choose to not follow the orders that you were given when you were growing up, the things that you were taught. You can choose for yourself. And usually, if you're making a bad decision, believe it or not, you're just kind of doing what you were told or what others were told, if people around you. That's why you want to kind of get with people who are in this mode of making good decisions. That'll help you as well. But it's okay to make mistakes. That's kind of what the takeaway from this chapter is. It's okay. But because if you're making mistakes, you're trying. And if you're not making mistakes on a regular basis, you're not trying. It's okay if you're making bad decisions because these are mistakes. Just learn from them. Learn from them as fast as you can. Learn by reading or watching these chapters over and over again if you need to. They're there. They're always there. All right. So hopefully it'll help you. Let me know what your worst bad decision was too recently. Write it in the comments if you don't mind sharing it. It'll help others, because obviously most of this is about choosing the right thing with food, and there are so many wrong decisions you can make. Write the worst one that you did or the most recent one you did and tell us that you're never going to do it again. Say it in the comments, because if you say it in the comments, others will see this and it'll hold you accountable. So just go ahead and do that. I think it might be beneficial to you. And I'll, of course, add some things as well of plenty of bad decisions that I've done, all kinds of them. I'm constantly making bad decisions. I know that it kind of shakes people up a little bit because I feel like, at least for the average person, I'm usually doing more things, different things, newer things. And all of that involves being uncomfortable. All of that involves making bad decisions and learning from them. It's a constant thing with me. So I guess that's another reason why I feel qualified to have this V book here and to talk to you about all these things, is that I'm constantly living this myself. And there is incredible value in it. And not just in it for you as an individual, but for society in general, for the planet we live on, the planet Earth, and just for humanity in general, for the human race. So hopefully you feel the same way. And if you do, please like this video, please share it. And again, tell me all you want about your bad decisions in the comments. I look forward to reading them. And I will see you in the next video and next chapter. Whoop. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.